So look at this. January the 1st, 2020, Australia is still burning on fire. Listen to what the reporters are saying. They're just reporting on the fire, telling you where it is, what's happening, but no one's going into any great depth to find out why these fires are completely out of control and not able to be contained. They're interviewing firemen, and they're saying what they're seeing they've never seen before. Unbelievable. If it's unbelievable, then stop believing it. They're all blown away how they just cannot stop the fires, the things that are occurring within the fires while they're trying to put them out. Fight them. I hate the word fighting fires. They're trying to put out fires. It's as simple as that. But the things that are happening while they're trying to extinguish these fires I've never seen before. So why wouldn't the reporters, look a little bit deeper? No, the reporters just report on what they're seeing, the basic bullshit, use all the big words, terrifying, mega fires, all this crap to dramatise the event even more for your entertainment. Isn't a journalist supposed to do some deep research into finding out why things are happening in the first place and then exposing all that stuff to people? Yes, but they're not. It's not their job. They don't want to expose the truth. There's so much truth out there. The aluminium oxide they spray in the cloud seeding in the chemtrails is a fire accelerant. I'll leave a link. Watch this link. Go to the 4-minute mark if you don't want to watch the whole thing. And watch how the guy sprinkles aluminium oxide over a flame and the flame just goes off. And he explains in the video water and so many other things don't affect it. It's going to stay there forever. And what's in this cloud seeding in the aluminium oxide wouldn't be as dense or as thick as what he's spraying. It'd be even more fine nanoparticles that you basically can't see that float through the air. And they've been blanketing this country with that. Every state in Australia with this aluminium oxide and the cloud seeding, lithium, barium, strontium also that are in these chemtrails. They've been blanketing Australia with it. So over the last, I'll be safe and say 10 years, it's been about 15 years when I saw my first chemtrail here when I became aware of it, but they've been doing it for way longer than that. Non-stop spraying over the entire country. What do you think houses are burning so easily for? And high-rise buildings when they get caught, because these fire accelerants are over all the buildings also. This isn't an accident, it was all done on purpose. Whether it was done, not whether it was done for 5G, but it definitely has helped 5G out immensely. It removes so many trees, which is great for 5G. And they will probably now, when 5G is promoting itself, they're going to maybe expose, of course, the base stations every 300 meters in 5G. They're going to say you can take up one or two of these base stations, other areas in close proximity will still have reception. What's happened in these fires, entire communications in areas have completely gone. And they've been unable to contact anyone to report the fires or get in contact with family and friends to say they're safe. Because massive areas have been taken out. One cell tower goes down with the current system and it takes out entire areas. But with 5G, with base stations at every 300 meters, microwave wave frying you, it might be a different story. I'm not exactly sure. But just look out in the future to how they're going to promote and try to push 5G now, or the trees are gone, and justify it maybe having base stations so close for that reason. A lot of the images you've just seen here in the video are attached in this news story done today by Channel 7 New South Wales, Australia. I recommend watching it. A lot of the things I just said are in this news story.
Fire crisis has exploded on a scale never experienced in this state. Conditions are difficult and overwhelming, and there's a lot to take in. So here's what we know right now. 3 people have been confirmed dead in the past 24 hours. Dozens of properties have been lost. Thousands of people are trapped, evacuated to beaches, many forced onto and into the water. The entire south coast, from Nowra to the Victorian border, is in the grip of the threat, with 8 fires burning at an emergency level.
Frightening and fierce, nature's New Year's Eve fire show rages down the south coast. From the water on the land and from the air. The last day of the decade must have seemed like the end of days.
It's apocalyptic. This is in the middle of the day.
Properties, homes, memories ablaze. Just how much has been wiped out is unknown.
Trying to save what houses we can. We have numerous houses alive.
Today is turning out to be a horrible day for New South Wales.
This afternoon, confirmation of more tragedy. 2 people killed in Cobargo, while there are fears for a third elderly man, possibly a volunteer firefighter, missing near Narooma.
We need to brace ourselves for a considerable number of properties, a considerable number of homes that are likely to have been damaged and or destroyed. These fires have spread faster and further than the modelling and the fire weather predictions suggested they would. It's been a truly awful day.
On a day of devastation, the early signs were ominous. Residents waking to a real-life nightmare. This was Bermagui at 9 a.m. As an eerie darkness descended. At Bateman's Bay, the beach, usually filled with summer revellers, became a makeshift evacuation point.
It's unbearable. It's unbelievable. You feel helpless.
Thousands seeking shelter.
We hear a lot of explosions along here every few minutes before. But yeah, real scary.
Turning Earth into Mars, it really was a scene from another world. In the town centre, the power went out, daylight disappearing from the streetscape.
It just went black, just like that. Just the whole sky.
7 News Sydney News Director Jason Morrison is staying with his family in Bateman's Bay and captured the unfolding crisis.
Now it's back on again, and the fire has just whipped up again, and if it crosses this road, it's right into people's backyards.
Then another extraordinary scene as a huge water bomber zoned in on its target. Aircraft unable to be used at their full potential today due to high winds and heavy smoke. Elsewhere, flames lit buildings, entire communities in the line of a fire, wild and temperamental.
Like someone flicked a switch, just turned back on us, and next minute we're running, struggling to breathe.
This might be my last update for a while. This is the Bateman's Bay Evacuation Centre at Hanging Rock.
South Coast residents and holiday makers had been warned of this. Fate would tell if a hose could withstand what was to come.
So we've got about 10 of us in the car.
We're talking about the buildings being impacted, damaged or destroyed, numbering in the dozens across these various fire grounds.
Mid-afternoon feels more like midnight out here, pitch black as the southerly change starts to hit and hit hard, bringing with it new danger as it pushes the huge fire fronts to the north. Bringing with it new potential victims. This a battle on the outskirts of Nowra. At HMAS Albatross, tankers put out spot fires at the end of the runway. And here, an escape. A car emerges just seconds before huge flames jump the Princes Highway. Despite the escalating crisis, Emergency Services Minister David Elliott won't be told to come home from his overseas holiday.
At the end of the day, the buck stops with me. I'm the Premier.
Down the coast, the danger remains far from over. A long and difficult evening ahead in the battle to save the South.
And Alex Hart is at Nowra Hill on the south coast for us this evening. Alex, good evening. It has been an horrendous day. What are the conditions like there now?
Those horror conditions return, and on top of all of that, Michael, we're just learning now from police that telecommunications will be cut tonight between South Nowra and Maruya, which means no internet, no mobile phone coverage, really just adding to the complexity of the challenge